So today I'll be talking about self-development, a proactive approach to effective leadership. Self-development, a proactive approach to effective leadership. One of the way we can change our world, which is tested and trusted, one of the way we can impact our organizations, we can impact both our country, wherever it is, whatever sector that we find ourselves, is by education and self-development. Nelson Mandela said education is the most powerful weapon that we can use to change our world. Yep. Sadly, in Nigeria right now is one of, I don't want to say, I don't like to think about it, but it's one of the failed sector in our country. Right now, tertiary institutions, most federal university lecturers have not been paid their salary for at least the last 5 months. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For most federal lecturers, they've not been paid for at least the last 5 months. And I know that even some other lecturers that just joined these universities as new intakes have not been paid in about 9 months now. So how do we expect these individuals to fend for their family? How do we expect them to survive? And then to also pass information or pass knowledge, to transfer knowledge, to educate us and our children, our family, and the populace. See, right now there's even strike. They're on strike now. Yeah. And the inconsistency in our education, in our tertiary education, has made many families, many parents and guardians take their children to federal, or I would say to private institutions in this country, and sometimes outside this country, where they have to pay an arm and a leg. It's not easy making this payment. And sadly, most of the I would say leaders today in our countries attended these federal and state-owned institutions. And I'm sure that when they were in school then, these institutions were not in this deplorable state as it is now. So you see that even for the federal lecturers to complain about the lack of infrastructures, the lack of social amenities and the likes, they know what they're talking about, because most of the laboratories have they are substandard, they are operating below I would say maximum level right now because of lack of infrastructure. Yes, but I don't want to be talking about what it is that is happening now. We're looking at ways that we can develop ourselves, because we cannot all expect to get the formal education. And then we have to move forward. We have to take steps to develop our own self. The onus is on all of us to develop ourselves the way we can. So today I'll be talking about this salient issue, and it's talking about, like I said, developing ourselves with or without formal education. And that's because it's a way that we can improve relations. It's a way we can improve our enclaves, our community, our towns, our villages. If you can discipline yourself to actually take these actions. It may cost a lot. It may cost you to sacrifice your time. We shall be looking at those steps later, but it's something that we definitely have to do one way or the other. Because even God says that my people are destroyed because of lack of knowledge. God expects us to be knowledgeable. And that God expects us to yearn for knowledge, to develop ourselves, to get the knowledge that we need to improve mankind. Yes, here on planet Earth. And one good thing is, with or without formal education, you can fulfill your divine purpose. Lack of formal education cannot limit you from achieving the purpose that God has for you and your own set purpose for your life. Whether you are educated or not, you shall surely, by the grace of God, achieve your potential. The EndSARS movement has triggered I would say, a long overdue revolution, yes. And by the grace of God, we shall see changes because well-meaning Nigerians and I would say patriotic Nigerians now are taking action. But this action have to be in the right direction. This action has to be, in the positive angle, not actions to destroy your community and destroy your country. It's actions to actually improve ourselves and improve our country. Zig Ziglar said that success occurs when opportunity meets preparation. So the big question now is, how do we prepare ourselves to take up these roles when the opportunities come? How do we prepare ourselves? How do we develop ourselves? I will be sharing some tips I read from one Mr. Nicholas Cole. He's actually an editor-in-chief of one of the online digital press. He gave some points, some very, very important points on how we can take this action, how we can develop ourselves daily, how we can create, or how can undergo personal development. I'll be sharing some of his points and others too that have helped me personally, and I've also helped some other people, I'm sure. And the first thing I would like to say, the first action that we can do to develop ourselves personally, with or without any form of education, is to read about what you want to improve on. To read. It's sad because I know some people that truly want to read cannot read. But I always say that it's not too late to learn how to read. There are learning centers for adults. And if you truly, truly look forward to reading, if you want to improve yourself, first, you can develop yourself informally. You can go to some education, some after school or some after work organizations, and you can also use your phones, your tablets, your iPhone, any phone that have Android or iOS. You can learn how to read through these devices. Yes. So if you want to improve yourself, first you have to develop yourself by reading what you want to improve on. You want to be productive in one way or the other. There are books on that can help you to learn how to maximize your skill, to learn how to develop one skill or the other. You would become more knowledgeable, and eventually you become a leader of what you are reading about. So the first thing is not just to hope or to wish that, oh, you want to be ABC. It is to take that action first, and that action is by reading about in the areas that you want to develop yourself. I'm talking about those that actually can read. For those that cannot read, please try to learn how to read. There are people, and I'm saying it again, there are some people that it could be quite embarrassing, but they honestly cannot really read well. And you can, it's not too late. As far as you are alive, there's always hope, and then there's always a way to achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve. So the first thing, learn how to read. The second thing is read about what you want to improve on. And secondly, find a mentor. I mentioned it before, and I cannot overemphasize this. You must have a mentor one way or the other. A mentor can be anybody from your peers. I mean, it could be your friends, your schoolmates, people around you, somebody that knows something that you don't know, because you can't know it all. So get somebody that knows something that you don't know. That person can teach you what you need to learn about. So find a mentor, somebody that have vast knowledge in the skills that you want to improve on. And then, yes, that's the fastest part. The fastest path to learning is actually by mentorship. Find a mentor that will help you develop one way or the other in the skills that you want to improve on. And the third thing is reflect at the end of the day. You have your plan. You want to do some things. The first thing you do, like I said, yes, read to improve yourself. Secondly, find a mentor. Third thing, at the end of each day, take some time out to reflect. Have you achieved your goals? Have you done what you really want to do? If you really want to take self-development seriously, at the end of the day, you have to find a way to reflect to be sure that you have actually achieved your set goals for the day. It's not just by talking about it. Oh, I want to learn how to bake. Oh, I want to learn how to do this. Oh, I want to learn a skill. You talk and talk and talk about it. At the end of the day, you don't do anything about it. You can call 10 friends and tell them, I made up my mind, oh, this is what I want to do. This is how I want to develop myself. But at the end of the day, you're just talking. So if in fact you're even wasting time, the time you will need or the time you could use to improve yourself, you're using it to make calls and ping and chat without doing anything productive. So if you really want to take self development seriously, like I said, and not just talk about it from morning till night, you need to be able to be constantly aware of how you can improve. And the only way is to reflect and ask yourself these questions like, what areas do you still need to work on? Once you can end your day asking yourself those questions. Now I've done this, I've done that. What areas can I still improve on? Then you are right in the path of improving yourself and developing yourself. Then the fourth thing here is create a strong practice regimen. It's your habit that unfolds your results and not the other way round. It's your habits that unfold results. It's not the result unfolding your habits. So if you want to be successful in anything that you're doing, then the first thing you have to do is to have a strong practice regimen. Have a plan. It's not that you do it today. You want to learn this skill, just do it for 1 week, then you stop. Then later on, when you remember that you've not done it, you now come back again. There must be consistency. You must have a very strong regime, a pattern. You can't live one life and expect to get a different result. You can't sit down and smoke and drink and hang out with friends and you want to be the best accountant because you went to school and have a BSc in accounting. It will not work. You can't try, or you can't be aspiring to have the biggest engineering firm when you are not developing your skills, you are not learning any other extra skills, you are just sitting down at home watching TV, doing whatever it is that you want, and then you expect at the end of the day, because I went to school, or because I'm doing, or because I've learned so and so trade, then you will excel in it. You have to have a strong regimen, a strong practice. You have to put in place the daily habits that you need to improve. That is the only way you can change. Putting in place or following that, just have a pattern, have a plan, and stick to it. Then you'll be able to change from where you are now to where you are looking at getting to. And then the fifth thing, find others that will push you. Find others that will push you. Find others that will train with you. This thing cannot be solo. Self-development most times is not a solo game. In fact, it's best to have other people that have the same vision with you. When you are going together, sometimes then you get there faster. You have people that will encourage you because it's not easy. From time to time, you may just get discouraged. But when you have somebody that's pulling you up and holding you by your hands and saying, my brother, my sister, let's continue. With that, you can achieve your goal. So find people that have the same goal with you. Find people that are passionate about what you are passionate about, and then spend time with those kind of people. Spend time with people that will aspire you to achieve greater heights. Not people that will take from you. Not people that will discourage you. People that will tell you, you know book now. How are you reading again? There's no need. Just relax. It's only book. Let us go and groove. Let's go and hang out. Those kind of people that will not challenge you to get to your level, everybody have their goals in life. What Mr. A is planning for is not the same thing with what Mr. B wants for his life. So if you want to go to a particular location and then you have joining people that have no focus, I'm sorry, you are going to end up where you don't want to be. So try to surround yourself with people that can help you to sharpen your skills, people that can encourage you to achieve what it is that you know that you cannot achieve by yourself. Because even the book of Proverbs chapter 27 verse 17, the Bible there says that iron sharpen iron. Iron sharpen iron. So move with people that will sharpen you, that will make you achieve what you intend or your own plan for your own life. And then the sixth point, the sixth step to develop yourself is by creating a reward and a punishment system. This is necessary for people that want to break bad habits. So if you have a bad habit, you know that you just cannot stay without. Some people bad habit is sleeping. Some people bad habit is just, just these days, surfing the web, doing nothing, engaging in frivolous action, gossiping, gisting, talking, watching. There are many people have their own bad habits. So if you want to cut, and sometimes those bad habits can limit you. So if you want to break from an habit, try to give yourself, reward yourself if you achieve the task, achieve the goal that you have set for yourself. So give yourself, create a reward and a punishment system for yourself, and it will make you accountable to yourself. It will make you, stay focused. If you say, okay, sometimes it could even be weight loss. Yeah, I want to lose so and so weight, I want to lose 10 kg, and then you tell yourself, okay, if I can lose this amount of kg by the end of this year, I will buy so and so, I'll take myself out, I will do this. Just give yourself something that will motivate you to achieve. Most times it's not necessary getting somebody outside to come and motivate you. You have to find a way to motivate yourself, because everybody are engaged in one of their own activity or the other. So you have to be your own, you have to be accountable to yourself. And then the seventh thing is stay honest. Stay honest with yourself. To thyself be true. To thyself be true. So people know how to deceive themselves. They just feel, oh, I have it, or oh, this is what it is I am. You can deceive everybody. Now we have so many people living a life of deceit in social media. They don't have anything. And then they come on old iPhone 12, wear designer dress and make everybody feel, oh, I've arrived. And meanwhile, they are not anywhere close to even you, that you are envying them. So stay honest with yourself. No amount of talking about it will ever instigate change. Yes, this is if you want to improve yourself. This is the hardest part for some people. They can talk about it, they can preach about it, but they are not doing it. It's easier to buy a book on development. I want to develop myself, I want to improve myself. It's easier to buy the book and talk about it than actually following the instructions in that book. So you can see people that have bought the book, you can put it on your WhatsApp status, you can post it on Facebook, this is what I want to do, and give people the impression that this is what you are doing. But you know that in your heart, you're not doing anything. So you can deceive every other person except yourself. You can tell people, oh, I'm working on this, I'm working on that, I'm trying to do this. See, at the end of the day, the result will show. So even if you are even deceiving people, at the end of the day, the result is there. It's glaring. There's a way. You cannot continue to deceive people and deceive yourself. At the end, the result will show. So stay true to yourself. You must really be honest about what you want to achieve. You should be your own judge. Don't expect anybody to have your time. Even when people even judge you, they may be wrong, they may be seeing something else, but you yourself know what the area that you have to improve on. This is very important. And the eighth thing, find role model. Find role model you can look up to. Everybody have somebody that they can look up to. For basketballers, my son that like basketball, he has people, he has the people that are his role model. He wants to be like them, right? So even in our careers, we have people that we are aspiring to be like. So find a role model that you can look up to. Again, self-development is not easy, like I said, and to be able to aspire to get to a particular point, you have to learn from your role model their challenges, not only what they've achieved. A wise man once said that a wise man learns from other people's mistakes, while a fool learns from his own mistake. So when you have role models and you see areas that they have achieved, try to check on areas that they have challenges with, and then it will help you prevent you from making those mistakes that they've made, which will make your journey to your destination faster. So find role model that will inspire you, that will motivate you, that will make you keep the thought, that will make you, continue moving in the journey that you are aspiring to get to. And the ninth step to self-development is measure your progress. Measure your progress. Some people in the organization, they have their KPI, performance monitoring. You have your set objective, you have the actual, and then you look at the your own as in what it is that you are supposed to be doing based on what it is that is the standard. Now, for your personal life, you can apply this. Measure your progress. You can measure progress. I've seen a caption before that says that if you can't measure something, don't do it. And sometimes, initially I was finding it out to be concerned that, like, okay, if I cannot measure something, don't do it. So if there's something that I cannot measure, I should not just bother going on, right? Yes, there's nothing that you can't measure one way or the other. And then, yes, even though it took me a long time to understand that, I realized that regardless of how mundane that thing is, you can find a way to measure your progress. You want to achieve okay, let's say you want to be a leader in your organization, right? There are steps that leaders must take to achieve that level. Go on your own self-development, read those books, find those mentors, and give yourself, okay, this is where it is starts based on what people have achieved before. This is how they achieved this. This is what I want to do. I want to read 10 books in a month. It may be quite difficult, right? But you can give yourself, okay, I want to start by reading 2 books in a month. It could be any book of your choice. You want to improve your vocabulary. You want to improve on aspects that you are struggling with. And then you give yourself this. And see how you have achieved it. At the end of the month, at the end of the day, try to reflect. Have you done this? If you do not hold yourself accountable, if you cannot measure your goals, your objectives, your personal objective, you will not go anywhere. You will think you are doing something, right? But the truth is that you have not done much. So if you have a means of measuring whatsoever you intend to achieve, then you will be able to get your destination faster. Is the only way you can be sure that you are moving in the right direction. The only way you can be sure that you are achieving your purpose is if you can actually measure what it is that you are doing. Then you'll be able to achieve, and it will be able to pivot to show you, the path to make you ascertain that you are still on track. And then finally, consistency is the key. Consistency is the key to self-development. Consistency. You want to read, you want to achieve a particular skill, you want to lead in this particular aspect. You can't just come today and just shout, hey, this is what it is. It's MSAT. What are you doing to improve? What value do you intend to add? Now, identify what you want to do and start developing yourself there in your organization, in your company, in any sector that you are, in your house. You may not even have anything you are doing right now, but you see yourself heading to a particular direction. I know many people have lost their jobs and people are still trying to figure out what they want to do. We've had about 6, 7, or 8 months post COVID-19 right now. People have lost their job in March, in February this year, and many of them are still trying to figure out something. But that's not the end of the world. The key to achieving your goal is consistency. Self-development doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't. It happens slowly, deliberately. Consistency is the key. It's the key that truly leads to meaningful changes. It's very important that we take this note. It's the key that leads to meaningful changes. And the process can be quite tedious, can be quite difficult. everybody that knows that have achieved something. Can you just see a man very successful and you say, it is luck. The father had money. That is why the person also is achieving what is achieving. The people have put in. You will be shocked to know the amount of energy, of time that people that are successful in whatever they are doing have put in. I mentioned it before in my previous, discourse, that to be able to be an expert in any field, you must have put in at least 10,000 hours. 10,000 hours. That is quite a time, quite a number of time, And success does not just happen by accident. You don't get to your goal, you don't achieve your purpose or what you have set out to achieve by just wishing and hoping and dreaming and thinking. There's nothing like that. You must be consistent. You must be consistent with whatever it is that you have set out to do. And then it's not just going to fall on your lap. It's not just happen by magic. Like I said, you must put in the effort, and with that, you will be able to achieve whatever it is that you are setting or you are set to do, that you have put down your goal that you want to achieve. You don't do it at once. Consistency, your whatever goal cannot just be achieved overnight. I'm not saying anybody that wants to achieve a great goal and is just set out as overnight and then he or she has achieved it. Barack Obama, before he became the president of the United States, he went through a lot of training. He went through a lot of. He had developed himself. He was an avid reader. He developed himself. He was in parliament. He has done things. In short, if you read this book, you will see the effort he puts in place to achieve where he is now. So somebody just jumping out from the blue and thinking that, oh, okay, I've gone to school. You're going to school for 4 years does not necessarily mean that you have learned all the skills that you need to learn to take it to your next level in life. You must be consistent in little things, identify those things that you intend to do, and be consistent with it. And I want to say again, I want to end by saying that if you don't develop yourself, if you don't empower yourself with knowledge, you will start being used you'll be used as an instrument by people that you should not even be having business with. You will be the instrument of your own self-destruction. And there's a sense of fulfillment that accompanies intellectual growth. When you are growing intellectually, when you are getting knowledgeable, you are confident, and then when you are growing in knowledge and in understanding, you become less vulnerable to manipulations, you become less vulnerable to deceit, and most importantly, you will not be used negatively. You will not be used for self-destruction and then for even destroying your country. Like recently, there was massive destruction in some part of Lagos, and I was just so sad because I cannot just imagine that people will be mortgaging their own life and then the life of their children, their unborn children, because of what they are getting from some people, or because of anger, or because of rivalry, or because one court is fighting with another court. Then you just go all out to destroy private and public properties. Please, if you destroy the hospital in your neighborhood and then your wife wants to put to bed, where will you take your wife to? If you destroy schools and then your children are out of school, how will your children get educated? No matter how we are upset about something, we should not take it out negatively. Rather, we should take it positively. We should look for ways to improve ourselves. And I've realized that one way people get used as machineries to negative things is because they are not knowledgeable. They don't know how to, they lack those precepts, they lack the knowledge, they lack the understanding. They don't know that the people that are using them, they don't have their children in this country. They don't have their children going to the public or the federal schools in Nigeria. They have their own their own personal securities. Now, many places in the country, we do not have police people there. Yes, I know most of these police people, or some of them, I won't say all of them, we still have some good men of the Nigeria police force, right? I know a couple of very good, decent, God-fearing police officers. But yes, when they are being labeled, both the good and the bad are labeled. But if you go all out and destroy everything, you are endangering yourself. You are endangering every other person too. So where there is no knowledge, there is no growth. And we should all try to, for those of us that are knowledgeable, that know all these things, please take people that do not have this understanding under your wings. Because at the end of the day, we are all in this together. Let us try to see how we can improve ourselves. Let us try to see how we can encourage others to improve themselves. Because if you are improving yourself in your own area and other people are lacking these basics, they will all come together, and then they will all get into massive destructions. It's so sad. It was really sad for me to see so many destructions, so many loss of lives that was not really necessary. So I don't want to believe that these people are enjoying the deplorable states of the country right now, because we are all, like I said, we're all in this together. So if we all have this knowledge, if we all know that the negative steps that we're taking to destroy our country is going to affect us all, I'm sure that they will not engage in this kind of acts. And by so doing, we would all work together to improve our country, to improve our neighborhood, and to improve our various communities. Yes, and the book of Proverbs said that the art of the prudent acquires knowledge, and the ears of the wise seek knowledge. So let us try to seek knowledge, because knowledge is possible. It is possible. It is profitable to instruct. Let us not just ignore this, ignore self development. Let's not think that, okay, I've learned it all. Even though you've learned it all, try to teach others that have gaps, that have difficulty in understanding these things that you understand. And if we work together as one, if we work together as a group, as Nigerians, we will surely get to a place where we have a country that we're all proud of, where we have a country that people, even our brothers and sisters in the diaspora, will be seeking to come back. It's going to take a while. It's not going to be a fly-by-night, overnight action. It's going to take lots of hard work, and that hard work comes by self-development and learning, by acquiring knowledge anyhow we can, disciplining ourselves to acquiring this knowledge. And when we do it, we'll all be happy. We'll all be happier that we have a great nation. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for listening. I want to say again that putting in the hard work to develop ourselves will yield great fruit for all of us. Your countless hours that you have put in, your persistent effort that you are putting in, your constant improvements that you are engaging in will definitely make the difference in your life and in Nigeria. Thank you for listening, and enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you so much.